It's not every day I get excited about a new piece of digital art tech. Well, maybe it is. Anyhow, today I'm absolutely elated about this new pen that Wacom released. It's the rotation sensation, the Art Pen 2. If you've been watching my channel for some time, you'll know that I am in love with the Wacom Art Pen. I believe it is the most underrated piece of digital art tech out there. Unfortunately, the original Art Pen was discontinued, and it's now very hard to find, not to mention expensive. I was genuinely troubled by this, because why would such a useful feature be discontinued? I have two of the original Art Pens, but they don't work on some of the newer tablets. Fortunately, I now have the Art Pen 2, which I will review for you today. I have my own criteria to test this with, but I also asked members of my Patreon for their questions they would like answered. Let's get started with this review with a quick disclaimer about how Wacom sent me this pen for free for review purposes unconditionally. As always, all opinions in this video are my own. So what makes the Art Pen so special? Unlike the vast majority of pens out there, the Art Pen supports barrel rotation. This means when you rotate the pen, you can change the angle or other properties of the brush you're painting with. A good example would be a flat brush like a fan brush. See how I can make both branches that hang down and point up? This makes it very easy to emulate palette knives and other types of angled effects. If I am painting mountains, I can easily curve the paint strokes to shape the form. You'll see this done by Bill Alexander or Bob Ross with their physical palette knives. Or if I'm painting evergreens, I can angle the branches so they aren't all uniform. Rotation is also very useful for painting waves. Sure, you can angle brush dabs with the tilt expression, but for certain types of brushes, this requires your arm to be at very awkward and uncomfortable angles. Rotating the pen feels much more intuitive since that's how you do it with a traditional flat brush. To my knowledge, the only other pen manufacturer that supports rotation is Apple with the Apple Pencil Pro. However, the Apple Pencil is pretty crappy, and I don't enjoy drawing with it. That's not to mention you have to charge the Apple Pencil. The Art Pen is battery-free. Now that Wacom offers the Move Ink pad line and the Art Pen 2, the iPad has lost its edge in the mobile painting space. The only downside I can see to using rotation is that you have to have more awareness or control over the pen. If the pen is rotated the wrong way, the stroke won't look right. Brushes without rotation enabled will work as expected. Because not many pens support rotation, it's an expression that is not widely supported in art apps. However, many of the most popular apps support it, such as newer versions of Krita, Rebel, Clip Studio Paint, Illustrator, Procreate, and a few others. Corel Painter and Photoshop have supported it for ages. Now that Wacom is back with a newer version of the Art Pen, I expect to see rotation added to more apps in the coming years. I think the main thing holding rotation back is that artists do not understand how it is a benefit, and therefore demand for this feature is low. When I see reviews of the Art Pen, the artists are just twirling it around like a child and not really getting into how to make art with it. I think you really have to have a background in traditional painting to understand what it is meant to be used for. As I already mentioned, it's useful for changing the angle of your brush dabs, but you can link rotation to just about any brush property if your art app allows it. For example, you can change the brush color, texture, spray, opacity, and more. Of course, these aren't all practical uses. It's important to note that pretty much every default brush is going to have rotation disabled. You have to manually enable it for brushes to respond to rotation. This process varies depending on your software. I have a tutorial you can watch that gives an overview, or you can take my masterclasses to learn the full capabilities of this feature. I have collections of palette knives and other rotation-ready brushes for Rebel, Krita, Photoshop, Corel Painter, and Procreate if you don't want to bother with trying to set up your own. I'll link you to all that in the video description. At this point, few Android apps support the rotation expression. You can enable it in Krita if you have the latest beta, and it will be accessible in the next official version. I also tried Infinite Painter, Clip Studio, and Sketchbook, which all support tilt, but there's no way to set it to rotation. So while pressure and tilt work on the Move Ink Pad Pro 14, you may have to wait a bit longer to fully utilize the Art Pen 2 in your preferred app. When you are converting brushes to use rotation, you may need to adjust the default dab angle so it aligns correctly with your brush. Depending on the brush, the dab might need to default to horizontal, vertical, or angled. You can use the buttons on the pen as a visual cue to help you rotate the barrel more precisely. Be sure to optimize the brush dab angle so that you can comfortably press the pen buttons. If you use rotation with bristle brushes, you can make directional features like hair or grass flow more naturally. Cross-hatching becomes extremely efficient when you use a rake brush that can change its angle. But the benefits of rotation become especially apparent when you're using dynamic bristles that have their own individual behavior. Once you see how bristles are meant to move, you'll realize how unnatural digital brushes look without rotation. For many of my best custom brushes, rotation is an essential feature for the brushes to work properly. For brushes that use complex dabs like chalk, leaves, or other types of repeating stamps, rotation can help mask the repetitive appearance of the dabs. As you can see, I can rotate this leaf brush so the tree looks more natural. Without rotation, the tree looks very repetitive. I can even better shape the leaves on the tree to make them flow radially in a natural direction. This is really painful to do with tilt. Another use case is for working with liquify brushes. In Procreate, for instance, you can rotate the pen to twist the paint as you are distorting it. That has nothing to do with the Wacom Art Pen, but I'm just showing you how rotation can be used in other apps. And how could we ignore calligraphy? I know you kids nowadays love making Gothic manuscripts. Just watch out for Mr. Bean. Painting with rotation feels more natural, and while I can make art just fine without it, I much prefer having it as an option. If you watch some of my brush demos or longer painting tutorials, you can see how I use it in my work. And I'm not the only one who loves this pen. When Wacom discontinued the original Art Pen, it really set off a panic amongst artists who had been relying on it for years. While support for the Art Pen 2 is currently limited, it does support a few of Wacom's newer tablets such as the Moving Pad Pro 14, the newer Cintiq 16 and 24, and the Intuos Pro. You will need to update the driver and maybe the firmware to enable rotation. In the near future, other Pro Pen 3 compatible devices will support it too. It does currently work on the Cintiq Pro 27, but the cursor is offset. You will want to wait till it is officially supported if you have that or any other unsupported device. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that any older tablets are going to support the Art Pen 2. Having to buy a new tablet is not great news if you have an older tablet and you can't find an original Art Pen, but at least rotation wasn't completely abandoned by Wacom. You might be curious if the original Art Pen works on any of Wacom's newer tablets. It does. I'm able to use it on the Cintiq Pro tablets, the newer Cintiq 16 and 24, and the Intuos Pro. Unfortunately, it does not work on the Moving Pad line. Considering the price of a used Art Pen 1 and its inferior specs, I can't see much of a reason to prefer the original Art Pen. Now I think it would be useful to compare the Art Pen 2 to other pens. Compared to the Art Pen 1, the Art Pen 2 has regular shaped nibs. The Art Pen 1 has these chunky and chisel nibs that really didn't serve much of a purpose. Although I do like the idea of having a flatter nib that you can feel the angle of. This nib didn't quite provide that, but I would be curious if a wider, flatter nib would provide better feedback. Aside from not really doing much, I think part of why Wacom dropped this nib is because it's awkward to get the nib aligned the way you want it in your pen. I had to use my teeth to rotate it around until it matched my cursor. But after all of that, I can't say I really feel any difference between this and a regular nib. The Art Pen 2 supports palm, carbon shaft palm, and felt nibs designed especially for the Art Pen 2. Pro Pen 3 nibs are not compatible with the Art Pen 2 and vice versa. 3 extra nibs are stored in the back of the pen, and you get one of each type. These can change the feel of the pen on the tablet surface. For example, felt feels and sounds more like a marker. One feature I'm really happy about is that the form factor of the Art Pen 2 moved away from the thin Pro Pen 3 design. I'm not a fan of these thin pens, and I enjoy having something thicker with a flared tip since it feels more comfortable to hold. A thin pen would have been difficult to rotate in your hand, so I can see why this decision was made. Now that I can try them side by side, the Art Pen 1 actually feels really awkward to roll. It's very bulky, and while I thought I'd be missing the rubber grip, it actually inhibits the freedom of rotation. The pen needs to slide a bit in your fingers. It's subtle, but the Art Pen 2 does have a bit of a rubberized grip, but it's not a thick sleeve like you'd find on other Wacom pens. The Art Pen 1 is like a sausage, which also makes it hard to roll because it catches on your palm. The steeper flare of the Art Pen 2 guides the pen away from your palm. The Art Pen 1 buttons also stick out more and make it awkward to roll. The Art Pen 2 buttons are more flush. All of this makes rotation feel noticeably smoother, which is reason enough to upgrade to the Art Pen 2. On the side of the Art Pen 2 are 3 programmable buttons. This gives you 1 extra button compared to the original Art Pen. I have mine set to resize the brush, right-click, and then the third button will vary between art apps. In Rebelle, I will have it toggle between Paint and Blend. The pen definitely looks a little less fancy than the older pens like the Pro Pen 1 or 2. I suppose this is part of Wacom's initiative to make their tablets more green by using more environmentally responsible materials. Its design aesthetic is somewhere between the older pens and newer pens. The Art Pen 1 feels outdated. If you've used Wacom's older tablets, you'll know what I mean. Modern pens just have a better build, balance, and grip. I do really like that the buttons are built in and not this weird faceplate that you snap on and off. I broke one of these by accident trying to remove it. The buttons are surprisingly weak on the Pro Pen 3 since they're basically just part of the faceplate. The Art Pen 2 buttons have more substance to them. I will say that the buttons are much louder. They make a popping or clicking sound. All of the other pens in this comparison make a slight noise, but it's hardly noticeable. I'll have to work with this pen for a while to see if the noise bothers me. The light plastic body and embedded buttons are reminiscent of the pens that come with the Wacom 1 or some of the lower-end tablets. The Art Pen 2 is much lighter than the Art Pen 1. It's about the same weight as the version of the Pro Pen 3 with the metal back and balance weight. Like the newer Pro Pen 3, the Art Pen 2 is somewhat modular, so you can take it apart and adjust it to your liking. It's not as modular as the Pro Pen 3, and I sort of hacked the pen, but it is possible. Inside some Pro Pen 3 models is a metal balance weight that customizes the feel of the pen in your hand. The Art Pen 2 does not come with this weight, but I decided to try and add one from my Pro Pen 3, and it fits. I actually like how it makes the pen feel more solid, so I think I will keep that. It really makes me happy to see that the pen design has been improved, so that the back half doesn't rattle loose all the time when you are drawing. The backside screws on snugly. This loose backside really plagues the Pro Pen 3 line and makes it feel cheap, although that's not to say it isn't one of the best pens out there in terms of drawing performance. One thing that really stands out to me is that the Art Pen 2 is very solid. If you tap on the side of it, it doesn't rattle. The Pro Pen 3 rattles a little, and the Pro Pens, like the Pro Pen 1 and the Art Pen, rattle a lot. It feels like some stuff like the eraser and other parts are jiggling around inside, whereas the Art Pen 2 doesn't do that. Another comparison to the Pro Pen 3 is that the Pro Pen 3 is also so thin and uniform that you can use it effectively in alternative grips. There are lots of different ways to sketch with a pencil, but some of these are more cumbersome with a thick flared pen. In particular, it's going to feel more awkward at extreme tilt angles when using the Art Pen 2. So you still might require 2 pens if you want the best feel for each type of brush. Because some brushes are just better suited for tilt, that's still supported by the Art Pen 2. You can easily swap tilt for rotation in your art apps. And some apps like Rebelle can even be customized so that you don't have to manually toggle the dab rotation expression for each brush. I can use the Art Pen to rotate the dab with rotation, but if I switch to a pen that only supports tilt, I'll still be able to angle the dab with tilt. I can see the Art Pen 2 necessitating more features like this in future software. I find that certain brushes like fur brushes flow better if I use tilt, since I can accidentally rotate the pen when I don't mean to. Because this is a modern pen, the Art Pen 2 supports 8,192 pressure levels, which is 4 times as sensitive as the Art Pen 1. The pen technology is also much better with better sensitivity on the lower end. When you also factor in that the newer displays and tablets have better sensitivity, virtually no parallax, and high refresh rates, the Art Pen 2 experience far exceeds what its predecessor can offer. Strangely, the Art Pen 2 does not have an eraser. Wacom does offer a newer Pro Pen 3 with an eraser, so why it wasn't included is odd to me. At least you have this third button you can map to the eraser tool or mode. And last, the Art Pen 2 fits in the Pro Pen 3 stands, but not as snugly. It's actually better suited for the older Wacom stands. If you'd like to download this comparison chart I am using, that's available to members of my Patreon. Join now at patreon.com/AaronRutten to get bonus review content and other valuable resources for digital art. I've made the Art Pen out to be a must-have for digital artists, but is it just a niche feature? Is it right for you? All you need to do is take a look at what you draw with. Do you use mostly pens and pencils? Well, those are circular brushes that may or may not utilize tilt for shading with the side of your pencil. Rotation won't be as useful to you, although you could still benefit from randomizing your brush tip so your lines have more variety. If you are a painter and you use acrylics, oils, or watercolor, you'll no doubt run into flat brushes. These brushes exist in traditional art for a reason, and without rotation, you are missing 90% of the brush functionality when you select these brushes. If you are a traditional artist who is trying digital painting for the first time, it's going to feel off-putting to not have any way to rotate your brush. Maybe you are somewhere in the middle and you just want to have the option to rotate. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't always need the Art Pen. My primary tablet is the Cintiq 27 QHD, and I prefer the feel of the Pro Pen 1. I have only been using the Art Pen 1 as needed. However, the Art Pen 2 feels closer to the type of pen I prefer. So if I could use it all the time, assuming it worked on my Cintiq 27 QHD, which it does not, I would. I definitely prefer it over the Pro Pen 3 on my Movink Pad Pro 14 and Cintiq 24. I appreciate that I don't have to switch between several pens since this one does it all. I just wish it worked on my older Cintiq. Honestly, the only expression that is truly essential for digital art is pen pressure. Without that, you might as well use a mouse or vector tools. But when you add other expressions like tilt and rotation, the pen starts to feel more natural and becomes more expressive. There are numerous techniques and styles that rely on angled brushes. Without that expressiveness, you are missing out on a world of creativity. Art apps have come a long way and have become quite sophisticated. They may require tilt and other expressions to control core features. So if you want to get the most out of digital art, especially brushes, you need rotation and tilt. The purpose of this video is not to sell you on the Art Pen 2. I want to sell you on rotation because I believe it will make you a more capable artist. In my opinion, the Art Pen 2 is the best Wacom pen available, and it's a worthy addition to your toolkit. The Art Pen 2 is available for $99.95. That's better than the Apple Pencil Pro, which is $30 more and has pathetic pressure sensitivity on the low end. Sure, it has some gimmicks like squeeze and tap, but those just end up going off accidentally. I much prefer physical buttons instead. If you end up buying the Art Pen 2, consider using my affiliate link so I can earn a commission at no additional cost to you. There's a link to that in the video description. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more digital art tech reviews like this.